bans or meta bans. Maybe we see tank picked away here, like you were saying, Jackie. Maybe we'll see, something like Tiger plays a really disgusting Imperious. I know that. It kind of just like wipes the battlefield. Really strong Sonya as well. But we are going to see the Rexar banned away first.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty strong pick. He's very, very powerful in a solo lane, and Misha can just kind of ruin your day.
Yeah, I definitely know that firsthand. We got beat pretty bad by a Rexar that one map.
Oof.
Um, all right, next. Do we see the ETC? That's always the question that I ask because I personally Harkin Giants ban. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read this and like do predictions. I can't do either one of them very well.
And there's the Stukov ban. No lurking arm shenanigans tonight.
As you called it, nicely done. Just call me Harkin or Hark. Okay. I can't believe I butchered that so bad because when you say it, it makes so much sense. But now I definitely understand. So next up, Anna banned away.
Interesting ban. I wonder if that was a little bit more targeted.
Yeah, Anna is very strong right now, so we can definitely see target bans. I know there are a lot of really phenomenal Anna players in NGS. Sonya taken away, as we said, that's definitely directed towards Tiger. Last time I watched Clouded Minds, they just demolished on that Sonya and swing, picking up that early Johanna, best tank in the game right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, she's got great wave clear for a tank. She's basically the only tank with great wave clear, and she could just go wherever she wants to, really, and just disrupt a lot of things. And we've got
Nobody
Raynor and Mal'Ganis being picked up.
I'm a big fan of Mal'Ganis. We know this.
Yes.
Raynor, very solid. He's good into Johanna because he can stay pretty far back and he can go ahead and just ping at her. And I can definitely say, as a tank player, it's so frustrating when you're trying to go in and you're just losing health slowly.
Yep. And here comes an Anduin pick from Star Knight.
I like the Anduin. I think it'll be really good into Mal'Ganis, especially if it has a wombo combo kind of set up with that Mal'Ganis. Any kind of big CC effects, you can just pull them out with that Leap of Faith. For example, Aeleoric comes out, you can pull them out of the Entomb. And Orphea picked up here as well. Orphea is definitely one of the strongest heroes, one of the strongest mages right now in the game.
Yeah, and I think she synergizes pretty well with the whole Anduin and Johanna. There's root potential, there's a big AoE pull. It's no ban at all coming out.
The disrespect, the misban. No, it's not disrespect. They're probably thinking of a million things to ban right now and just couldn't get it out.
Well, we'll see how that works out for them.
It's probably fine. My
Yeah, it's
chat
probably
disappeared,
fine.
so I don't know if it's because I'm set to spectator mode that I can't see the chat. Being said right now, Jaina gonna come out. Can definitely understand the Jaina. Wave clear is so important on this map, especially since there isn't a true format. So having an assassin who can wave clear really well, then regroup with the team is so important.
So, speaking of wave clearing assassins, you know that one of my favorites is Mephisto. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if we might see it here, because these are going to be kind of choked up team fights on these objectives. Oh, Kael'thas coming out for their uh, ranged mage and an Imperious from Geo.
So I think with the Orphea and the Kael'thas, it does unfortunately discredit the Mephisto unless Annie Oakley is doing something really spicy and don't want to have a support. Are gonna see double dam with that off lane variant. That should be fun.
That's interesting. I'm wondering which mode he's going to go. I'm assuming Taunt.
I could see taunt. I could also see room for C smash. And every so often, we do see that twin memes come out for exactly that. The meme potential jump on the back line, do a ton of damage. And now we're going to see who the support is here. Deckard Cain would be very strong. Rhaegar with that bloodlust. Who's it going to be?
Deckard Cain.
Deckard, you love to see it.
He's got a story to tell.
You can see Dax, you're running the numbers in your head. Not going to be an Arthas, unfortunately, as much as I would love that. Um, all right, looking at these teams, I'm going to go ahead and hop back over to us. Who do you like more, Jackie?
Um, it's interesting. I think I kind of like the Mal'Ganis Imperius frontline a little bit more. It's a little bit spicy though, because I don't think it's quite as guaranteed as Johanna basically just walking at the enemy team with Unstoppable. But if they can get that chain stun down, I think they're going to have a very strong impact on every single team fight.
I can definitely see that. The sleep into Celestial Charge is no joke. And we are going to go ahead, jump into game number 1 in our best of 3. I believe I hit the right button. I sure did. There we go. We'll go ahead, shift over on the left-hand side in the blue trunks. It is going to be Clouded Minds with Double Dam on that variant, Tiger Rock in the Orphea, Star Knight on the Anduin, Venus is your Phoenix, and Swing is Johanna.
And over in the right corner, in the red trunks, we have Annie Oakleague with Gola on Mal'Ganis, AOL Vince Noir on Kael'thas, Guy Lion on Deckard, Transformer on Raynor, and Geo on Imperius.
That is our Annie Oak League. All right, team stepping out into the middle lane. Going to see if they can't pick something up early on. Flash onto Mal'Ganis. Everybody just trying to get a little bit of poke damage out. Pushing, trying to grab the minions. Imperius already up here in the top lane, just trying to grab those minions. He doesn't have very good wave clear, so it's important for him to get an early start.
Yep, but here comes Double Dam to go ahead. Oh, just slips right by that charge with the charge of his own.
Yeah, that was really well played to avoid getting pegged in the in that slow right there. Does get stunned, however, by that celestial charge. Has to back up, and she's already lost half of her health.
Yeah, unfortunately, Varian not super sustainy really early until you get second wind or some sort of sustain from the level 4.
Definitely. There's always the joke that Variant isn't a real hero until level 4, just as you said. We're going to see both teams taking their null camps right now. The nulls are very important on this map. Tiger having to back up a little bit, taking the brunt of that negative 20 armor. Swapping out for Stark Knight here. Are able to cap it just in the exact same time, nearly, as Transformer and Lion or Galleon. I'm not sure.
I thought it was Guy Lion.
Maybe it's that too. I can't see very well. I should probably put my glasses on. I have the caster curse if I can't say names. So, yeah, sorry everyone in advance. We'll go ahead and take a look at some of these talents. Everything looking pretty standard so far. And we're just looking to poke in this middle lane and then hopefully get some soak on the bottom.
Yeah. Raynor doing Raynor things, just pushing up the wave and then walking away.
Venus having a terrible time having to deal with him having to come back and harass, then walk mid, come back, harass, mid. And I like what Annie Oak League is doing here. They're constantly putting Clouded Minds in a 3v4.
Now it does look like Varian is going taunt, and Geo's now a little bit on the back foot. But here comes the team.
Oh no, run, double run! She get out of the root. She's so surrounded. That is going to be our first blood of the game going over onto Double Dam, unfortunately. Nice gank by Annie Oak League.
Yep, that was pretty key. Just get a nice early pick on Varian before he's a real hero.
And
He's
Tiger,
got the power, but he has no escape.
the
Tiger
next to fall, goes down to the second gank. That triangle, just too good. Followed up with the sleep. It feels awful.
That it does. So I think we're starting to see that little bit of wombo combo that activates really early with this team. You get a stun from any of the front line, or even the Kael'thas, and Deckard can just immediately punish that so much harder with a root.
Right, right. Are gonna see Clouded Minds with their Knolls. Gonna try and push up to get a little bit of damage onto this front wall. Raynor, however, is doing his best to make sure they're cleared out. Looks like Phoenix just soaking the bot lane down here. Clouded Minds gonna be the first to step up to the objective.
For the Lich King.
Thank you guys all very much for the follows and the bits. We'll go ahead and talk about those right after our game. We see Johanna gets caught by that Pyroblast, has to back out. Leap of Faith already coming out on a Venus. He's lost his shield. Swing very, very low. Gets the two-man condemn. Gola tries to get the stun on a Double Dam, who is just engaging as hard as she can. Bomb spreads to Venus, and he is going to be the first to go down, followed by Varian. This very second. Gola stepping up, looking at Stark Knight. It's Celestial Charge, but nobody's there to follow up, so he is going to maybe get away. He stops to heal himself. That could be detrimental. He's trying to walk out of the triangle. He does walk out of the triangle. Swing providing a little bit of peel with that condemn. Out comes the Celestial Charge. It does miss. He stops, and actually Anduin does go down. Swing, only one to make it out of that team fight alive.
Oh, it looks like Orphea is going to go down as well. Oh, maybe Raynor, though. Transformer slipping away with single digits, I think.
Yeah, he had 30 health there. Vince Noir going to step up, try and catch with that gravity lapse. Unable to do so, however. And Tiger is going to back away. Teams have reset. We can see a couple of folks going back to base. And now that Double Dam and Venus are alive, they are going to catch Raynor out. Has to burn that adrenaline rush. Here comes the triangle, however. And Venus has to back out using that warp defensively. Tiger, so very low in the back. We see Varian dive on. They're doing their best. Mal'Ganis is so low on mana, he can only offer some auto attacks. And this looks like it might go in Clouded Mind's favor. Assuming Tiger doesn't die here, which they don't. Double Dam goes back in, gets caught by that bomb. Everybody spreads out to make sure it doesn't hit him. And they're going to go back, as now Clouded Minds are the lower health heroes in this team fight.
It looks like everyone's just taking a tap because everyone's drained on Team Annie Oak League. I think Deckard was the only one with more than half mana, so. But Deckard, Guy Lion on Deckard, definitely making great use of that Ruby talent, because you saw he got picked out there, but he landed a Ruby on 2 heroes and then just walked in a circle and full healed.
Yeah, the Ruby is really insane right now. You saw the pattern about, we hope we didn't break the game with Uther. I hope they didn't break the game with Ruby. If you can walk through those, it's basically an ancestral healing at level 1. Or level 4, excuse me. Team fight breaking out. Tiger once again so low, I scrolled away. Excuse me. Team has to back out as Transformer is taking a lot of damage. Gola trying to blind them once again with no mana. He is going to have to go ahead and back up. Team, I don't believe that any of them have a tap. So either it's going to go back to full base or they're going to have to fight with their limited resources. Fighting in this choke is definitely in favor of Venus, but like you said, Jackie, here comes that Ruby. Imperius gets taunted, loses half of his health. Deckard able to heal him back up. Gola in the back, however, it's only got that one Fell Claws. Save onto Johanna. Venus may be left to die. He's able to warp out, and Clouded Minds get objective number 1.
So that was rather intense, but it definitely played out in their favor because they got the point and then they just had to slow down the defense.
Right. It really comes down to, I think, the fact that Clouded Minds have less mana-dependent heroes, so they didn't have to worry so much about going in with empty mana bars. Are going to see level 10s come online for both teams. You want to talk about those a little bit? Anything catching your eye?
Well, we've got fairly standard. Interesting from the Orphea is the Internal Feast. Purification salvo from feast. Oh.
Before he even gets to use it, Venus is going to fall. Here comes the Eternal Feast, only getting 2 chomps off. Orphea getting stunned by that Celestial Charge. Johanna's Condemn coming out. Blessed Shield prevents that. Stay a while and listen. However, Tiger gets picked up. They are going to go down. And Double Dam caught in that scroll of stone ceiling. However, Swing Knight, once again, with the Condemn, provides her an out. It is Star Knight, Zergy Monster. All right, team's backing up. Let's see what we got here in lanes. Managed to get the front wall here in the top lane. In the bottom lane, also only one tower, or sorry, the middle lane we got one tower, and here in the bottom we got both of the towers. So the lanes are going to be pushed up a little bit now in favor of Clouded Mines. First objective, never really the strongest, but they did do good work, I think. Didn't get a 4, but they did good work. Down here in the bottom lane, looks like Annie Oak League is trying their best to get the exact same thing done without the objective. Unfortunately, they are going to push both those towers. Tower 2 goes down. Swing tries to blind him, but it's too late. The team is already backing up. Mal'Ganis sleeps into the fort. Has to back out because turrets still hit like trucks.
Yep, just a nice little sleep nap time disengage.
Is one of the powers of Mal'Ganis. He's got really, really good disengage potential. We're going to see the teams clearing here in the middle lane. We see the boss on a call down here by Clouded Mines. It looks like they're actually going to give it up. Do you think now is the time for a boss, Jackie?
I think it's really spicy. It's very spicy.
That's definitely a way to put it politely. Johanna caught out, has to back up a little bit, but with that Iron Skin, she has got it made in the shade. Ruby comes up.
Yeah, I think when you have 5 showing mid, rotating down, it might not be the most wonderful time to do a boss. It's a little spicy.
Again, I agree. We're going to see them go ahead and back off of that. They do unfortunately lose this mid fort here as minions were pushing while we had the skirmish in the bottom. However, minions are up here in the top doing a little bit of damage, and they've left Geo to clean it. Imperius, who's got one of the worst wave clears in the game.
Yeah, he pretty much just goes on fire, drops a line, and then has to just auto attack for the next 20 seconds or so.
Sitting here, he's doing his best, bless him. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, we can already see that Null, which is the equivalent of the catapult, on this map pushing in. Nulls have been picked up by Clouded Mines and Annie Oak League. We're going to see Annie Oak League first to step onto this point.
Meanwhile, Clouded Mines is down in the bottom boss.
Oh, good catch. I didn't even see the bottom boss, and as such, as a reaction,
is to take the top boss from Annie Oak League after they've taken the point. They've left Imperius there to just, you know, just kind of play around with the minions for a while.
More Imperius wave clear. You hate to see it. Clouded Mines are going to step up to the objective.
Geo very smartly not wasting any time getting out of that situation.
Teams are 13 to 14 right now. Let's take a look at some of those talents we see. Annie Oak League looking to step up and claim back their altar. Nice Iron Skin from Swing, making sure that nobody gets picked there by the Celestial Charge. Oh no! We saw the Leap of Faith come out trying to protect the low members of Clouded Mines, followed by that power word Salvation. However, fantastic Celestial Charge makes sure that that is put an end to really quick. Johanna and Orphea do fall to Annie Oak League, and the channel is stopped. Double Dam and Star Knight running away as best they can. Phoenix is going to be the next to fall, and we should see this objective go over to Annie Oak League. Severe 83 says spice is life. Yes, meanwhile, talk about the game.
Meanwhile, boss is just slowly pushing top lane. It's taken one fort. There's a huge minion wave behind it. And they don't really have great wave clear. They've got Varian. He's alright.
Varian Anduin is also very, I mean, they're probably on par with Imperius himself. They both have a line, and then they've got autos, and that's it. However, Orphea is back now with Johanna. They'll be able to clear that up fairly easily. Here in the mid lane, objective is just going to start pushing up. We're seeing the minions cleared out.
Instantaneously.
Middle lane.
So that middle objective just going down pretty quick. It's not going to really add much.
Nice clear. Down here in the bottom lane, we do see the objective uncontested. However, at 15 minutes into the game nearly, or 14 minutes, excuse me, it's expected to get a fort.
From Imperius.
Definitely. Phoenix goes down. Double damage, takes a ton of damage, has to back out. Leap of Faith used there. Blessed Shield comes out, does not connect, unfortunately. Tiger, all alone, however, is managing to avoid all the CC shots of Annie Oakley, and they're able to get out and mount away. Up here in the top lane, however, still a free just push from the objective.
Mal'Ganis going in, just getting that sleep, trying to build space so they can finish that objective.
Are we going to see the keep fall? It's very low, but so is the objective. There are a couple of minions.
Oh.
It's got like 30 health.
279 health remaining. It's in tatters. It's on fire, but it stands still.
Oh, I've actually never noticed that they're on fire when they're super low like that. That's actually really cute. Team's gonna go ahead, grab their null camps here, and we'll see this minion wave up here in the top lane can finish off this keep.
That will add a certain amount of pressure to the rest of this game because they don't have the fort on the side of Clouded Mine, so there will be that extra knoll just pushing down. So they will have to keep coming back.
Rightly so. It is going to be a difficult task for them to try and fight these objectives, knowing that every so often they're going to have to go back and defend that top wave with the null, because it is going to push in, like you were saying. And if it does fall, they'll have nulls every single wave, which can really stack up. Down here in the bottom lane, everybody's just trying to clear now. We're 17 to 18. Looking at level 20, we can see the Celestial Charge build coming out of Imperius here with that Impaling Light at 1. I keep moving the camera. You're all going to get motion sick, I know. Flash of Anger, and then that Pathetic Mortals. And Celestial Swiftness is the one we don't usually see. We usually see our teleport onto the Valorous brand targets.
It's a little bit of a disengage happening here, but Swing getting really low, gets hit by the charge. Mal'Ganis running out a huge stay a while and listen, catches half the team. Star Knight trying to get away, gets charged, gets slowed, and Imperius is just on top of him.
We do see Orphea and Johanna go out. Phoenix is the next to fall, followed by Anduin, and that is going to be 4-0 in favor of Annie Oakley. Romedy, thank you very much for the subscription. Welcome to the Undead Army. Enjoy your Jinxie rages. And go right ahead.
So once again, Imperius is just going to sit on that point and just hang out with the minions, have a little dance party, while the rest of Annie Oakley's team is going for that bottom boss. At the same time, due to their incredible play earlier, there's a huge minion wave in top that is being left alone, and down goes the keep.
Oh no, she hung on for so long, but that Null and all those minions just couldn't stand up with only 200 health left. And now, this is Clouded Mine's only chance to fight over this objective and avoid a humongous push. The bosses aren't incredibly strong on this map, so hopefully nothing too terrible will come out. We do see that Blessed Shield and the Sleep come out from Mal'Ganis. Stun, stay a while and listen coming out. Tiger diving in with only 300 health. Raynor does go down in that fight to Orphea. Nice Iron Skin from Johanna. Out is our Purification salvo.
And it looks like the rest of Annie Oakley walks away. Only
Are
losing
gonna
Rainer there.
That is a key part to their push. So we are going to see it more difficult for Annie Oakley to push in. However, Boss has been left alone that entire fight. So this keep is looking rather grim. We can see the Boss is almost dead. She's hanging on for all she's worth. But with the Boss and the minions, the keep is going to go down. And here's where things get difficult for Clouded Minds. Having two keeps down makes the core very vulnerable.
That it does. And Annie Oakley trying to get that pick on Tiger, but Tiger just keeps managing to get away with just tiny fractions of health.
The Boss dropping low immediately, already at half health. However, this is a Boss that regenerates. So if the team can manage to pull the minions off the core, they will be doing all right. We can see it's heading to the minions right now, but here comes the members of Annie Oakley, and they're completely ignoring the heroes on the side of Kilfoss and Imperius, looking at that core.
Now again, it's just trying to make space. Pops ulti. Here comes the Divine Bubble, and there's the game in favor of Annie Oakley. They just went straight for that core.
As you should. Hero kills are all grand and good, but if you can win the game, then you don't need to kill the heroes anymore. So, nicely done by Annie Oakley. We are going to go ahead and bring that score up to 1. Where is my game summary screen so we can take a look? 3 to 15, a little bit of difficulty for Clouded Minds to go in there and get the kills. What do you think went wrong?
So I think it was just really, really solid. The combination of charge, root, sleep, another sleep. Annie Oakley had this huge amount of just almost like a cone of just, if you are standing in front of this team, you are going to get CC'd out of your mind.
Unfortunately, it does make it rather difficult to engage. Like you said, we weren't able to see Johanna step up at all. She had to kind of peel the back line, and as such, most of her blessed shields had to be used for defense. So they weren't really able to get in there. And as such, that's why we see this 3 to 15. We'll go ahead and show the talents here. Look at some of the builds. Once again, we have that Impaling Light, Celestial Charge build for Geo. Rainer looking pretty standard, nothing too fancy. I'm not a Rainer player. Is Giddy Up standard? I don't believe it is.
I think it can be. It's a little situational. If your team particularly doesn't have any like super auto attack heavy champions, you might not want Inspire. And if you just need to get the heck out of dodge real quick, which is what Rainer was needing to do versus that Orphea in all those duels, Giddy Up can be a great option for that.
Makes sense. I hadn't even considered that. Everything else, Anduin's build looking very standard. Had to go for that inner focus to make sure he could get those heals onto his team. In the end, though, however, it just wasn't enough. Johanna, we actually saw the Holy Fury come out, which we don't see too terribly often. Maybe just for wave clear, since we saw those waves were crashing so hard. So it could be used for wave clear. Zergy Monster says, not the standard, but you take it all the time. That makes sense. Like I said, I'm not a Rainer player, so I don't know anything.
And neither am I, really. So
Movement speed is great for chasing people down. We did see a lot of Rainer chase, so that makes sense. I'm going to bring it back to us while we wait to see what the next map is. Gonna go ahead and check. Okay, so there was lobby chat, but we weren't able to see it. There was a lot of lobby chat we weren't able to see because we were set to spectators. Nothing too important. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I think if we're set to referees, we get to see it.
Right. I'll ask for a ref this time. And we'll do our Dino Fight, Hero Spinner. There we go. I love Dino Fight, Hero Spinner.
Well, look out, I'm joining the teams. They're just shuffling me around. Neither of them wants me, so.
Oh no. Here, I'll let them know in case they're wondering. All right, that should set it up. So while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and jump over for anybody who may be wondering how we got here. We'll jump and look at the. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. Oh no, it's Infernal Shrines. This isn't my. Okay, for real this time. For real. This isn't usually my setup. It's Tetris. I'm on his side of the computer by accident, so I'm like pressing the buttons in my normal thing and it's going to the um wrong slide. So sorry guys, still trying to figure that out. Map number 2 in this best of 3 series is going to go over to Annie Oakley, who did pick Infernal Shrines. So once again, we are seeing Clouded Mines with that first pick. And I'm going to let them know. Okay. Give us some server! Wait us! Tiger is actually probably who I'd have to message. If we don't, that's all right. As soon as we can't pause the game or anything, which I found out is supposed to be the team's what sort of like responsibility. Anyway, I'm very excited about games, and as you guys can tell, I'm a little bit scatterbrained today. I'm pressing all the wrong slides and forgetting all my words. Oh, we're ref. TY.
Yes. There we go. We're refed. I'm not on the team this time. Everything's good.
Okay, so we are going to be on Infernal Shrines. This is kind of similar to Alterac Pass in my opinion, just because you want to be able to sustain on that point, even though it isn't nearly as long as Alterac Pass. And it looks like we're going to go ahead and jump in. And so I am going to hit the right button. And we're on the screen. Good job, me.
Yay. So, yeah, I think you see a lot of very similar picks on this compared to Alterac. Mal'Ganis ban coming out right away.
I can definitely understand that. The Mal'Ganis last game was very dominating, so of course they want to get that out.
Already a little bit of chatter going on between the teams. Definitely a targeted ban. Stukov getting banned again. Which is probably probably a pretty powerful pick here because, again, Lurking Arm in a small area on the objective can just really bog you down.
Definitely. We are going to see that Kael'thas banned away as well. We saw the bomb spread was a little bit difficult for Clouded Minds to handle. So I can see why they want to get it off, especially on the shrine where you're in such an enclosed area. And then that's Sonya taken away from Tiger once again.
So in comes the Johanna first on swing again.
We like that Johanna. She did well last game. Hopefully we'll get to see her use a little bit more aggressive Blessed Shields, maybe try to lock down that back line. ETC, Gul'dan immediately coming out for Annie Oakley.
So not quite as much crowd. Ooh, the Imperious getting picked up by Double Dam. They're between the bans and picks. They're just going to dismantle the entire last team they fought because they want nothing to do with it. Clearly.
You can't pick that team if we pick and ban it, says Clouded Minds, and I can get behind it. Lucio coming out for Star Knight. I'm very, very excited for this.
I'm honestly a little disappointed they didn't just grab Deckard just to completely. We're just going to steal your entire team.
Could you imagine if they're just in comms right now? Like, oh, that's a really good comp. Like, what if we just took that?
Oh, jeez.
Bands coming out. It is going to be the Orphea band away from Tiger once again, and that makes sense. Orphea put in a lot of work last game. Ultimately, she wasn't able to turn the tide, but there were so many times where I would see her go in with sub 200 health, and I'm like, Tiger, what are you doing? And then get like 2 kills, and I'm like, oh, that's what you're doing. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, Tiger was just dancing around them on Orphea. The whole team would chase her kind of in a line, and that's pretty much what you want to happen as Orphea. So the Orphea ban, definitely a little bit of respect there.
And we are going to see that Deckard come out. And just as you said, they're making Annie Oakley rethink their entire team comp as that Deckard gets taken out. Wonder who we'll see now. It's going to be the Ana.
And a Thrall from Geo.
Thrall into Imperius. Now, I've heard this is very difficult because Thrall is basically just a ranged hero with that, I don't remember what the lightning is called, what the actual ability is called.
The Chain Lightning.
Chain Lightning, thank you. I keep forgetting the abilities. The poke is irritable, but we are going to see Tassadar, who is amazing on this map, and Raynor for Venus.
I was wondering where the last hero was, and there it is. They've dismantled their entire team.
That's actually the entire team, isn't it? Let's see.
Yes,
Mal'Ganis.
Mal'Ganis, Kael'thas, and Deckard are banned, and Imperius and Raynor are picked. They've stolen the entire team.
The Butcher. That's a really spicy pick. We haven't. Good luck, have fun, says Venus. You did not, says Tiger. Okay.
The new meta, steal the entire team's comp.
Ban 3, take 1. All right. We're going to hop back over to us for just a second. Okay, seriously, for realsies, let's talk about this Butcher. Butcher with an honest support. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are what? I'm a little surprised to see Butcher. So, Butcher on this map, it'll be interesting because they've already got the Thrall. So usually I'd expect to see Thrall kind of doing the double soak duty. But Butcher can take that hamstring talent tree and also do some double soaking to get his stacks. And usually that's what you see a lot more of nowadays, I think.
We'll have to see if it's an off-lane Butcher. We'll find out here in just a second. Over here on the right-hand or left-hand side, once again, we have Double Damn on that Imperius. Wiener rocking their... Wiener's rocking the Raynor. Swing on the Johanna. Tiger on the Tassadar. And Stark Knight on the Lucio.
And over in the red corner, we've got AOL Vince Noir on Gul'dan, Gola on ETC, Guy Lion on Ana, Transformer on the Butcher, and Geo on Thrall. Got that all out before the real team fighting started.
Good, nicely done. At least you didn't offend any of the players.
Yeah,
Let's take a look at these talents.
Transformer just faking out a couple charges here. Walking in circles, basically. This is a very interesting play.
That's the way you got to do it sometimes. Double Damn going for the chase, gets the Celestial Charge onto the Butcher. He's looking incredibly low. Double Damn, however, getting that dart, has to go ahead and back up. Gola doing some nice job healing, and we're already seeing a massive team fight coming out right here at level 1. 2 meat stacks on the Butcher.
Yep.
Kelladorn, thank you. All right, up here in the top lane, it is going to be the Thrall versus Double Damn. And now Double Damn gets the joy of that 0 wave clear.
Yep. Unfortunately, Thrall has much better. Ooh, mid lane getting spicy.
I jumped down just to see Swing drop to sub 30 health. 30% that is. Vince Noir out of health. And life taps right there to get that mana back as he's running away. What are you doing, buddy? We're gonna see.
Greed is good. They wouldn't have made it a cheat code in StarCraft 1 if it wasn't.
That makes sense. Arrow saying you did not offend Weenus. I know. We are very dear friends, and I think he's probably going to clip it and tease me, put it on his soundboard later on. We are going to see Gola trying to steal away that mercenary camp, but Clouded Minds is too fast, however, and the teams are both able to pick up their camps and reset.
And now Annie Oakley going for that bottom camp while ETC just kind of delays them. Weenus coming in, he's all alone, gets picked by the Butch, and ETC just bodies him. No escape, some free meat.
We're
Test
at
our wall.
36 meat stacks here. We do have that electric fence coming out from Tastadar. It is going to deal damage and slow nearby enemies. Should be pretty good on the point. Are going to see the teams come down, try to defend that camp a little bit, but ultimately back up so they can try and get some stacks early on this middle Punisher Shrine.
Transformer going with the unrelenting pursuit, so he's not doing the side push at all. He is full in on getting these heroes kills for a big chunk of his meat.
Are going to see him at 55 stacks right now, able to pick up that minion wave. Gonna have to be careful though, because there is an insane amount of damage on Clouded Minds, and if he gets caught, that's a lot of meat gone, especially if you're focusing on hero kills. He keeps dying. He's going to be a vegan butcher.
It's a strong trade here, and Clouded Minds taking over the point. Once Tastar kind of gets in there and gets his cloud and he can just put down a wall, it's a little hard to get back in.
Tassadar is so infuriating to play against. Look at ETC going in. Condemn comes out from Johanna. Fantastic two-man Celestial Charge by Double Dam. Swing taking a lot of health there. Stepping back up, showing absolutely no fear. Weenus getting a good slide. A nice pushback by Lucio. Condemn coming out, hitting 4 members. Swing so very low. Tassadar's got Gul'dan in a very awkward position. The Butcher trying to wrap around and grab that Johanna, but Tiger is just absolutely laying them out with his abilities.
And they come back and grab the Transformer. ETC goes down as well. Imperious just leading the charge, gets another charge on throw,
Double
but
Dam
dies
has
for
absolutely no chill.
no chill at all. Dies for his hubris, but they do get the point. So there's a frozen Punisher, which is pretty fun on the first Punisher.
It is the strongest Punisher in the game right now. Lucio coming in to push. Swing also here. Not the greatest siege team right here, but now we've got Tassadar, who's actually hitting. I know they're hitting the tower. Look like they're hitting the small wall. Wall is going to go down. Next tower, not long for this world, while the Punisher harasses the backline of Annie Oakley. Punisher
In
does
the bot lane, Transformer gets a charge on Weenus. He's just walking him down.
Oh, poor
There's some
Weenus.
more meat. But here comes Lucio and the rest of the team. He might lose that just as quick.
All right.
He manages to get away.
We had 61
And he charges
minutes.
back in.
What are you doing? Tiger absolutely punishing. Tassadar is down, but he is never out with, again, sub 300 health. He manages to clap that Butcher, and he goes from 60 meat to 47. How much do you lose? You lose 15 meat on dying. So really unfortunate there by Transformer. You want to get stacked up really quickly. And usually if you do in the off lane, like you were saying early, Jack, you can get that at about 6 minutes. We've hit the 6-minute mark, and unfortunately we're still sitting at 47%.
In the top lane, Double Dam with no chill is actually dance emoting on the thrall.
Oh my gosh, this is revenge for last game. Double does not want to deal with Thrall or his
ETC
Pokemon.
sliding in bottom. Butcher trying to charge, but gets blocked out by the wall. They do take the camp on the side of Annie Oakley, and they just kind of have to disengage here.
Tiger putting out a ton of damage, forcing them all back. Drops that Psionic Storm is going to do a ton of damage to the camp. And before it even gets out, it is destroyed. However, it is going to take it off the map for Clouded Mines. Now, here in the middle lane, we're seeing the team. Looks like they're just trying to watch this big wave of soak and push. Butcher trying to get some meat. We are back to 55 stacks. Here comes Clouded Mines, going to try and clear it up. It looks like Annie Oakley trying to get an early bruiser camp before this middle shrine is started. Or excuse me, top shrine is where it's going to be. We just had the middle shrine.
Yep.
Everybody just stepping back. They have reached level 10 here. We'll see what we have. Everything looking fairly standard. We got that Acorn for Tassadar, Hyperion, Blessed Shield, Lucio Sound Barrier, and then Angelic Armaments. Out comes the Horrified by Gul'dan, manages to fear the members of Clouded Mines away. They are not going to have that for the next objective, so that is going to be something to note. Down for 70 seconds. And another thing I want to touch on is Double Dam gets ganked from the top lane. Has to burn the Angelic
walks away.
Okay, so 1-for-1 in ult trades. Gul'dan's will be up sooner. We do have the Furnace Blast from the Butcher, not the Lamb of the Slaughter that we usually see.
That's another interesting choice. The Nano comes out on the Gul'dan.
Out comes Earthquake.
Not in position, though.
Golem hitting a
mosh,
huge
though.
mosh pit.
And here comes the Furnace.
Lucio finally able to get that sound barrier out, but Double Dam not long for this world. Weenus, however, is not going to be either. As Lucio goes down, that is going to be a 5-man team wipe. All the ultimates were pushed on the side of Annie Oakley, and we definitely will most likely see this going over to Annie Oakley.
Yep. So, yeah, that Furnace.
We were just memeing it, and, you know, Talk Crap gets smacked. Butcher sitting now at 160 meat, almost completed his quest. We can see him hopping down in the middle lane to try and grab those minions, get it done even sooner. Clouded Mines are back up, and with 39 guys on the side of Annie Oakley, once again, this Punisher is going to go over to that. Mortar Punisher, though, not the best on the map.
Yeah, but all they really need to do here is make enough space for Butcher to finish his quest.
At 175, we are going to see him getting close. ETC comes in. Tiger takes a ton of damage, but Towers hit like a shotgun are just going to go ahead and chase him out. Punisher at 50% health. We'll most likely see this fort go down. Swing doing a little bit of damage in the back line. Iron Skin prevents them from...
Horrify comes out, and Johanna goes down.
I was going to finish my statement, but yeah, no, immediately gets dunked on and dies. Super unlucky. Double Dan trying to put a little bit more damage on the Punisher. Fort does go down, and the team is going to be able to clear it before any of the walls are taken. Meanwhile, Annie Oakley, knowing that Johanna is down, are going to go ahead and grab this aggressive Butcher camp. Put a Shaman camp, Butcher camp. Yeah, that's it. 194 for the Butcher. Almost done with their meat stacks, and this is when the Butcher comes online. Bruiser camp is what I wanted to say. The Shaman, he spawns dogs as long as he is alive every single time they die. But they're going to go ahead and clean that up before too much damage is done.
And the Butcher has his quest complete at 10 minutes and 39 seconds.
This is going to be a hero we have to watch out for now. He's just going to get stronger and stronger, no longer losing that meat now that he's hit 200 stacks. ETC slides in, out comes the Butcher's brand. Thrall is actually the first to go down. ETC is the next to follow. Out comes the Horrify. Butcher is the third, and this is going to be 3-0 despite everything except for Nano Boost being used in that fight. Sound Barrier also still available for Lucio. Everything coming out for Clouded Mines. Double Dam with the spear onto Vince Noir. Here comes that Sound Barrier. They want the Gul'dan. Anna healing as best she can with only swing on it. Johanna unable to take all the points. Tiger, however, gonna take the tower aggro. Does clear out that Butcher, or that Gul'dan. I'm so
Now
focused
that's a
on the
lot of
butcher.
damage.
For the Lich King.
Or the
Well, at
Lich
least they're in good
King.
humor about it.
King Zaw or Saw, Ta, however you'd like me to say it, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the follow. That was the 4-0 in favor of Clouded Minds, and this is a much closer game. They also took that down 15s, so very nicely done by the team. They're definitely still in this, as they're going to go ahead and grab the Bruiser Camp down here, excuse me, Siege Camp down here in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is going to push. They are going to take the bottom fort.
So I think it was a little bit more definitive there what the difference between these two team comps are, where any Oak League has kind of this immediate wombo death of if the mosh lands, everyone dog piles onto it. Oh, ETC is stepping out, gets caught, wall comes out, another laser, Lucio just keeps jumping in front and booping him back. Huge horrify, Butcher dives onto the Johanna, but Johanna Unstoppable's out.
Sound barrier used there, as is that Butcher's Furnace Blast. Not able to connect onto anyone, unfortunately. Hyperion come out, as did Blessed Shield, but only ETC is going to fall. And now both teams are going to go ahead and try clear these camps in their lanes, while Clouded Mind steps on the point with their wave clear heroes.
Yep, I think Clouded Minds has... They've got a much longer window for their team fight.
Lucio comes out. Swing gets caught on the other side of the wall. Butcher runs in. So much poison damage coming out from that Gul'dan. Lucio is the first to fall. Out comes the Earthquake. Swing, not long for this world. Tassadar also falling. And Butcher is on a rampage. Double Dam taking so much damage. Gets put to sleep and then immediately dies. Venus having to use his movement speed to get out. Do we see that giddy up? But the Butcher is going to charge under the fort, then decides, nah, you're not worth my time. 240 meat stacks. The Butcher is hitting hard.
That he is. So, yeah, that was Ana and Gul'dan just doing Ana and Gul'dan things. Massive amounts of poison damage, and then Butcher to just land those finishing blows.
I like that. That's really all that can be said about that team fight is kind of, yeah, that happened. Butcher, let's see, 240 meat stacks like I was saying. We have that Brutal Strike doing an additional 15% damage, and then the Enrage doing extra damage while below 50% health. He gains 40 attack speed, armor, and reduces damage taken. So nice defense for him there on level 16. 19-16, John going into a frenzy, jumps over the wall. Here comes the Butcher, but he times his Furnace wrong, and now he's in big trouble. Fantastic penetrating round by Venus, preventing that mosh pit. Butcher jumps in 1v5, and he dies alone in the back. John Cena not ready to let the heroes get away, though. Jumps off of the keep. They're able to clear it, however.
Boy, there is no chill between this Butcher and Imperius.
Yeah, this has just been non-stop team fight from both teams with the Butcher down. We are going to see the team try to invade this camp. However, they weren't able to do so. A fantastic force wall coming out. Two members go down, ETC and Gul'dan, and Stark Knight ready for the Ana. Jumps in, pushes her back with 15 health. She gets away.
Yeah, so Nano came out in the last fight, but unfortunately, Gul'dan had just used all of his abilities to clear that camp, so was not able to actually get his spells back up in time.
He did look cool, though.
He did look cool, he got a great Horrify off, but it just didn't matter if he can't do the damage.
Right. The team has understood that they need to fight Gul'dan before the Nano gets off, and if they do, they either need to step back or kill him quickly, and that's exactly what they did in that fight. Tiger, I feel, is putting in a ton of work this game on the Tassadar, just destroying Annie Oakley. The walls have been incredibly on point, and it really sucks when your team only has in, or your enemy team only has in, and, you know, you can't get out, because then you just die.
Yeah. That is why TAS is fun on these maps with just tons of little narrow corridors. You just put up a wall and all of a sudden you've got a mini Entomb as a baseline ability.
Are going to see that Twilight Acorn come out for Tassadar, and yes, I understand I'm saying it, Acorn. Execute for the Rainer, Indestructible right there on swing, House Party for Lucio, and then that brand of Solarian as level 20s are hit by both teams. We had level 20 hit earlier for Annie Oakley. Do you want to talk about that a little bit, Jackie, what those level 20s look like and what that could mean for team fights?
So Annie Oakley taking the Haunt, which, you know, I believe in it. They just want to double down on that burst damage on Haunt, burst damage on Gul'dan with a Butcher cleanup crew. Death metal, so when ETC goes down, free mosh pit. Nano infusion on the Ana. Nexus blades on the Butcher, that's a spicy pick. And Thrall taking Earth and Shield. So they are just going full in on this. We are all going to push R at once and see what happens.
Hopefully it will bode well for them, because after that Wombo comes down, the heroes work well independently, but there isn't a whole lot of
cohesion.
Yes, thank you. Lucio standing in the bush, making sure that the wave clear heroes are able to get a good start on this. We are actually going to see the Butcher coming in with his brand. Twilight Archon immediately pop. ETC is incredibly low. He's trying to find an appropriate place to die. Swing is so low. Gets the mosh pit. Out comes the Indestructible by Johanna. However, stuck in the mosh is going to go down. Tassadar was able to go down. Lucio running for his life. This Butcher is so strong. One auto attack does almost a fourth of Lucio's health. Weena's trying to kill the Butcher, but however, he's so thick right now. With that enrage, he was able to survive. And that is going to be everybody except for Double Dan, who is trying to run for her life. The root has already come out. Thrall with the Wind Fury so very fast. Can he pick her up? But she is able to get out. 4 for 1 in favor of Annie Oakley.
So there it was. They all pushed R, and things happened. Gul'dan just getting insane amounts of value from these nanos.
The nano infusion keeping him nice and healthy throughout that fight. They saw the target and they took it. However, 60% on the core, only Imperious left. That is going to be game number 2 and match point going over to Annie Oakley.